everyone. I want to read a story called Don't Worry About Tomorrow by Melanie Carlson. Do you ever get worried or all full of fear? Do you ever fret that tomorrow your bed won't be here? Do you imagine that bad things may lurk at your door? That your roof may fall off and the rainstorm will pour? You may think I'm silly or off in my head because I was anxious and so full of dread. But then I learned something that changed everything. And now I'm so happy I can't help but sing. It happened one day at my grandfather's farm. I hid in the house to keep safe from all harm. Then Graham said, "Go play." I just had to refuse. If I go outside, I might spoil my new shoes. Graham patted my head and then said to me, "Look out the front window, and what do you see?" I looked in the garden to see spiders and bugs, and next to the rose bush a couple of slugs. I see lots of dirt and some things that are creepy. And then I yawned big, but I was not sleepy. "Look higher," she said. "See the birds and the flowers? They never worry. They play by the hours." Graham gave me a hug, and then she walked away while I watched the birds and the flowers at play. The birds did look glad as they frolicked about. "Come out here and join us." Did I hear them shout? Then I forgot all about my new shoes, and I went into the garden. I couldn't refuse. And here's where my story goes out on a limb. Instead of being me, I became one of them. I know it's incredible. How could it be so? It was all just a dream, I thought you should know. But out of my shoes popped two little wings. I hopped on a branch and my feet felt like springs. "What happened?" I asked the small chickadee. "I feel like a bird and yet I'm still me." The chickadee laughed and just flopped her tail. She said, "Just follow me." And off we did sail. Flying was easy until I looked down. "My goodness!" I shrieked when I saw the ground. "What if I fall?" I asked my bird friend. "A fall from up here would mean it's the end." She giggled in mirth. "Don't be afraid. We all have wings to fly. It's how we are made." I flew and considered all I had heard. I thought I learned a lot from this bird. Soon I grew hungry from flying around. I wondered where my next meal might be found. I asked my new bird friend. I hope it wasn't rude. "Where is the place where your birds keep your food?" She laughed and said, "There's plenty for all. God provides for each of us, big ones and small." Then she dove down from the sky to a huge cherry tree where the cherries were juicy and they were all free. My tummy was full as we sailed through the sky. "A bird's life is cool," I said with a sigh. She nodded and said, "Yes, birds do have fun. We sleep in the night and we sing in the sun. We never have a worry," she said as she landed. "Never?" I asked. "I just don't understand it." She looked at me funny and then cocked her head. "Don't you trust your maker?" That is all she said. Down in the garden, I thought on her words. It seems trust comes easy for chickadee birds. But what is it like for posies and pansies? Do they fret for rain? Have wildflowers fancies? Then it happened again. I know it sounds funny, but I was transformed right into a lily. My feet became roots planted deep in the ground. My face turned to petals, and I suddenly had found that being a lily was really quite nice. The smell from my blossom was better than spice, And quickly I learned just how little they toil, their face to the sun, their feet in the cool soil. I looked at the rose bush. She seemed so content. No need for a roof, and she never paid rent. Could it be true that she hadn't a care? What if drought threatened? Would that bring a scare? And what about the winter with the wind and the snow? What happened then, and where would she go? "Excuse me, dear Rose," I asked my new friend. "Do you ever worry that summer might end?" Then Rose leaned toward me, a smile on her face, and said, "Me? Worry? In this lovely place? God made the whole world, and He takes care of me, giving water and sunshine, the beauty that you see." I said, "That sounds good, but it's really hard to accept. I've gotten used to my worries and fret." "You worry?" said Rose. "Doesn't God love you too? Doesn't He always take good care of you?" So, through a red rose and a small chickadee, my Father above taught a lesson to me. He says, "Do not worry and fret for your life." And now I'm not filled with such fear and such strife. I know that God loves us. God loves us one and all. He gives what we need, whether we're great or small. And if I forget where I found this new power, I simply just remember the birds and the flowers. Do not worry about your life. Look at the birds of the air and see how the lilies of the field grow. Matthew 6:25-32. The end.